Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel, Jennifer and Diamonds. I am Jennifer. If you are new here, welcome on in and I hope you enjoy your stay. So today we are doing our becoming our weekly WIP and Chat. So WIP stands for work in progress and then chat is I'm going to chat. You can chat down in the comments. Tell me how you're doing. So first I wanted to show you the progress I've been making on my current work in progress. This is a kit that I got at Michael's. Make Market is the brand, I guess their in-house brand. And this is the cottage one. So this is about halfway done. Well, once this square, which we're going to be working on today, is done, this will be halfway done. And I'm really liking how it's turning out. Like when I'm looking at it right now, like without the camera, it looks pretty good. But when you look at it, what you guys are seeing on the camera, I love how the building is looking. You can, I don't know, I just really like it and how the flowers are just, I don't know. I'm really enjoying this one. So I'm just going to zoom in and we're going to move the canvas and zoom in so it's more focused on the spot that I'm working on today. Just give me 1 second here. There we go. Should be okay right about here. Oh, just 1 second. Move my seat down. I find my seat or my chair that I use. I have my desk, which is kind of behind me to the side of me right now, and it's a slightly higher than the table that I work on for my diamond painting, because I kind of made like a U shape for this area. So I always lower my my chair when I'm doing diamond painting. I forgot to do that before I started, so that was what that noise was. Okay, let's see here. So how's everybody doing? How was your week? Mine was, as usual, pretty uneventful. Nothing too exciting. I did make some notes, so of little things that happened, so I can talk about that. But first, let's get our first color going. I need to take these out of the... So I do have a few that are in baggies because they didn't fit in my bottles, because I only have 30 bottles and there's 35 colors. So you get this color here, and I'm now working with this pen, although I might not use the squishy because I think it's too loose on this pen. This is just one of the pens that came with my art dot storage kit, and I'm using it because it has the Multiplacer, because I did start using a Multiplacer because of all these areas with the big groups, like big blocks of color, and I'm like, I gotta learn how to use a Multiplacer. Okay, so we'll get into what happened this week as soon as I get this color ready. Get it all. And you'll probably hear my door every once in a while. This room, we realized after we bought the house, not that it's a big deal or anything, but the door doesn't close properly on this room, and that's why I made it my office. Yeah, I'm not going to use this squishy. It's going to drive me nuts. Okay, so the door doesn't close properly and the window's open, so it's kind of making my door open and close slightly. So you'll probably hear that throughout the video today, so sorry about that. But I closed the doors to cut out some of the noise from the house. Not that I purposely record these at night, so I don't have to worry about too much noise going on. Everybody's just doing their thing. Like my daughter's probably on her computer. Well, that's where she mostly is. But then also the dog doesn't tend to bark as much at night because there's not people walking by the house usually. Stuff like that. And then there's not people outside doing yard work or playing around outside. So this is why I tend to do these videos at night. So, where should we start? So, last weekend, like I live in New Brunswick, and Nova Scotia is, if you're not familiar, is one province over to the east of us. And last weekend, about like Sunday last weekend, I think it was either Sunday or Monday, they had a ton of rain in a short amount of time, and there was huge amounts of flooding. So much so they had to declare a state of emergency for probably a couple weeks or so, probably until the end of the month, maybe into August. So I have family that's in Nova Scotia. Thankfully, they weren't too affected by the flooding itself. I mean, it washed out some roads in Nova Scotia, so that has caused some issues all over. But like nothing happened to their houses or anything like that. Although my husband's aunt posted something on Facebook the other day. A lady she used to work with, she was very affected by the flooding. Her house they pretty much lost everything. They had to be rescued the following day with a boat. But the sad part is my aunt was mentioning this because they had set up a GoFundMe. And when I looked at the GoFundMe, and I'm like, wow, the amount that they're hoping to raise is like $300 and some thousand. And I'm like, what? Like, I understand you lost a lot of stuff, but like insurance is going to cover some of this, right? And I looked at the blurb of like explaining what was going on and why they're doing this GoFundMe. And apparently when they went to their insurance company, they found out that somehow, I don't know how they didn't know this, but like a year ago, within the last year, they no longer have flood insurance. So insurance won't cover it. So that is just crazy. I'm not sure if they will raise the money that they want, but I mean, I think they're doing pretty good last I checked. I mean, it was nowhere near 350,000, but there were some big donors on there. So that's nice, people helping other people. The super sad part, though, about the flooding is there was 4 missing people. They have found 3 of them. Unfortunately, they found their bodies. And what was super sad was 2 of them were young children. I guess they got swept away in the flood, and that is just, I could not imagine that happening. I don't know. I would probably lose it if that happened to my kids. They'd probably have to put me in a mental hospital, because there's no way I would be able to handle that. So now that we got the sad news out of the way, I just wanted to mention that, because it's crazy. They went from like just a month ago, there was fires in the province in Nova Scotia and some in New Brunswick, and then now there's like, they have a big storm and they're just flooded now. Like, they went from having, they really needed rain to like, okay, we don't need this much rain. You know, I guess it's a case of careful what you wish for. Because they went from having no rain and they really needed rain for the fires to having pretty much too much rain. So yeah, so I'm pretty sure that happened, it was like last Sunday. where they had all that rain. And then, let's see, Monday. So for the last at least few months, my husband and I have been using HelloFresh. It's one of those, like a meal delivery service. It's not cooked. They just deliver the food and recipes, and then you put it together. And I love this service. I had heard about it for a while, but I'm just like, I don't know. I wasn't sure it would be cost effective or anything. But when I looked at to see how much it would cost, and I'm like, well, this would cover, it only covers supper meals, and it's only at maximum 5 meals. So there's 2 days a week where we have to figure out what to do for supper. But like I said, it pretty much worked out to what we were paying for groceries anyway. And now there's less food waste because they only give you enough food to just a second, I need my little boat thing that I'm using for trash. They only give you enough food to make your meal, and so there's no like very little food waste, if any food waste. So there's people outside. Hopefully you can't hear them too, but it must be out their backyard with a fire pit or something. Of course, I'm recording. Anyway, so we've been using it for the last few months, and I love it. I don't have to worry about what I'm making for suppers each week. I just need it. I go through the recipe cards and then like put them in the order I want to make them throughout the week, and then each night I just pull out a recipe card. Each morning I pull out the meat, because what I do is when I unpack the box, each meal comes in a paper bag, and it has all of the veggies and then like spices and stuff like that in the bag. The meat is separate. The meat I put in the freezer, except for the one I'm going to use that day when it comes in. And then I just pull it out and thaw it out for that, whatever meal I'm doing for that day. So, and just to be clear, I'm not telling you about this because I'm like sponsored by them or anything. I don't have a code or anything. I really like this service. And the reason why I'm even mentioning it is because on Mondays is when we get our orders. So when we first started getting these orders, it was being delivered by, I'm pretty sure it was a local company, because it was basically a guy in his pickup truck. And you'd have some boxes in the back of his truck, and he's this really old guy. I kind of felt bad watching him come up my driveway and up my stairs to deliver the box. Because the first little while we were actually getting, because you can choose between like for 2 people or 4 people. I think are the only 2 options. And when we first got it, we got it for 4 people because there's me, my husband, and my daughter. And actually the first week we got it, she wasn't even here. I think she was visiting my parents at the time. So we just used leftovers for like lunches. So that was nice that first week. But even when she came back, she is a super picky eater. So we quickly realized she's not going to eat pretty much anything that we're getting for these. So what we end up doing is we make her something that she will eat, which turns out to be like Kraft dinner or pizza, or although lately what she's been doing, especially because we did pick family meals. You can pick what type of meals you want. We pick family friendly meals or whatever. So a lot of them tend to be like burgers. I usually have at least one meal a week that's a type of burger, either beef or pork usually. And when we get those meals, I tend to share like half my burger with her because they are big. And then it also comes with like usually like fries or salad or something. So if there's fries, and it's like fresh cut potato fries that like you bake in the oven, she'll eat those as well. I usually ask her, okay, you're gonna eat what we're gonna have today, and she's like, well, what are we having? And I'll show her, and then, especially if it has vegetables, I'm like, well, I can give you some without the vegetables. Will you eat it? And sometimes she says yes, sometimes she says no. I think she's starting to say yes more often now because I've been trying to, like, she is 15, almost 16. She'll be 16 in December. So I tell her, like, she has to make her supper. She's not making anything fancy. She's 15. So like I said, it's usually like craft dinner or something that she can like heat in the microwave or something. So more often now she's like, okay, I'll try a little bit of what you're having. So at least we get something into her. She is like, she doesn't eat a lot to begin with. We try getting her to eat more and it's just, nope, it doesn't work. So this is a very long story just to say what I was planning to say. So yeah, so when we first started getting this service, it was being delivered by, I'm pretty sure it was a local delivery company. But over the summer, I noticed if that's changed and it's now coming by Purelator. And I don't know if that's because it is the summer or what. But when we got the other delivery service, it was usually here by 11 o'clock in the morning, around 11 o'clock in the morning, Monday morning. And then when it's Purelator, it was usually here by noon, 1 o'clock. Well, this past Monday, I'm waiting. And there's no way I'm going to miss this thing because my dog barks like crazy when it gets delivered. So I'm waiting. And I'm like, it's coming to the end of my work day. And I'm messaging my husband. I'm like, I'm kind of getting worried because it's not delivered yet. And he gets home at like 5:30ish. It's still not here. And I'm like, well, what are we going to do for supper? And he was humming and hawing about it. And it finally got delivered at 6 o'clock. And I'm like, okay, so you just want me to make supper? And he's like, yep, we're just having a little bit later. Usually we have supper around 6. So it wasn't really that much later because like a lot of these meals, like I said, are family friendly. And if they weren't the family friendly ones, I'm pretty sure a lot of these meals take half an hour, 45 minutes at most to make. So we just had a later supper than we usually do. It turned out to be about half an hour later than we usually do. So it wasn't a big deal. But it was just like, I was starting to get worried that we're going to have to order out or something because we don't plan to have no meals during the week. And usually on the weekends, that's when we usually either pick up something fast to eat, like usually go to Costco and pick up one of their pre-made lasagnas, or you just need to pop in the oven or something like that. Or we get a takeout meal. We usually get one takeout meal a week on the weekends. But yeah, I was like, I don't know what we're going to do. If this doesn't show up, we're going to have to figure something out for supper. Because we didn't really have anything in the house to make, because since we got this service, we don't keep a lot of extra food for meals in the house. But it all worked out. It just, for some reason, took longer than usual to get here. And I mean, I kept on telling my husband, technically they have until 8 o'clock to deliver. That's what they say. Like you'll get your delivery by 8 o'clock the day that it's supposed to be there. So because we get it on Mondays, our deliveries, sometimes it gets pushed back a day for like holidays. Like we have an August long weekend coming up. So like it's the first Monday of August. So it's not this coming week, it's the week after. And that one, our delivery will get pushed to Tuesday because it's a holiday. And they warn you as long as you pay attention to the app. But anyway, let's move on from that. Like I said, I'm not in any way, shape, or form sponsored. I am not getting any money whatsoever for talking about HelloFresh. I really like HelloFresh. I like not having to worry about meals and, like I said, less food waste. Because I don't know how many times I would, I'd plan out meals for the week or something, and then I'd have to get, you can't just get a small portion of something. You have to get like a whole whack of it, and then but you only need it for that one meal, and then who knows when you're going to need the stuff again, and it ends up getting thrown out. And it's kind of sad when you end up having to throw something out. So that was Monday. Long story, just to explain that our delivery was late that day. I was wondering what we were going to do. Tuesday, really the only thing exciting happened, it was I started using my Multiplacer. And I'm only using the 3. I do have a bigger Multiplacer, but I'm just trying to get used to it. So I'm actually enjoying it, although sometimes I'm not sure. I think maybe it's just I need more practice or something, but sometimes I'm like constantly having to readjust the drills because they're not lining up the way I want. But I don't know. I'm still able to place 3 down at a time. I mean, I even when I do single placing, I'm adjusting drills all the time. So I'm liking it. Long story short, I'm liking the Multiplacer. I'll maybe once I get it. There's parts up in the sky that are like almost the whole section is one color, and that one I might start using the bigger Multiplacer I have. I might start practicing with that one when we get to that section, but that won't be for like at least another week. So it'll give me enough time with practice with the 3 placer, and then I can work up to, I'm not sure what that's, I think it's a 6 or 8 plate. I don't know what it is. It's at least 6, I believe, in my other Multiplacer. So that was Tuesday. Wednesday. Well, really, it was all week. Not this past Friday, but the Friday before, I placed my first order with Dreamer Designs. And you'll see this mentioned in some upcoming unboxings. But so the reason why I ordered from Dreamer Designs is I saw this ad or promoted post or sponsored post or whatever you want to call it on Facebook. And it was like get a free kit, like try diamond painting out, which technically I have tried diamond painting out, but I have not tried Dreamer Designs. So it's technically the kits are free. They're just snack, like people call like snack size. They're like 30 by 30 centimeter. So basically a square of 3 sections by 3 sections of this painting. So they're a lot smaller, but like technically they are free paintings, but you have to pay for shipping, and you have to pay for shipping for each kit. So there's 4 kits to choose from, or you can get a pack of 4 of all 4, and you get a discount on the shipping. So when you get all 4, it costs me about, and it, for some reason, like on our normal site, you can choose the currency you want to pay based on where you are. But for this promotion, they only accepted American dollars, which is, again, weird to me because this is a Canadian-based company. They are a Canadian-based company. They get their materials from China, which, from my understanding, is where majority of diamond painting companies get their supply anyway. But their warehouses are in the United States. So for this promotion, they are only accepting US dollars. So like I said, it costs about $60 American. But if I would have gotten the kits like individually, because you can buy the kits on their website, it would cost about $150 some Canadian. And because it's over $100, it'd be free shipping, because that's what they do for, at least for Canadians, that's what the break point is. You hit $100 Canadian, you get free shipping. So if you take into account that you had to pay about $150 some if I was to buy them without the promotion, and you get free shipping, I basically, once you take the conversion into account, I probably got the kits about half price, which sounds like an awesome deal to me. They're only, like I said, they're only like snack size kits, but they look like they're going to be fun. So the reason why I'm explaining this is, like I said, not this past Friday, but the one before I ordered it at night. And they said that they usually ship your order or process your order within 24 hours unless it's a weekend. So like they said, it got processed and shipped on Monday. So I do this with every shipment that I get. I like stalk the tracker. So like, I swear every hour I was looking at it. So each day it seemed to be moving, and then we get to Wednesday and I'm looking and I'm like, okay, it got to somewhere in Illinois or something, although it was shipped out of Illinois, but it got moved from one place to another anyway in Illinois or something like that. And I'm like, it's not moving anywhere. Why? Like it was like the day before it got there, and I'm like, it's not going anywhere. I don't understand. Like, it should be going somewhere. So like I said, I was like checking every hour, pretty much every hour on the hour. I was checking this thing to see if it was moving, and I'm like, oh my god, it's not moving anywhere. I don't understand why it's not moving anywhere. And then finally, at like 6 p.m. my time, it finally said it was in Canada. It was in Mississauga, I think. Like, oh, it's here. Yes. So then again, the next day, I track this thing every hour on the hour, and I'm waiting for it to, like, it should get to like New Brunswick where I am today, right? So I'm like waiting and waiting and waiting. I'm like, wait, are they like driving this thing, or like put it on a plane? Like, so yeah, I'm obsessed when I order things. I kind of go crazy. So it was finally delivered Friday morning. So I was all excited. I got to open the box, got to see all my 4 boxes with the kits in them. I'm so excited. I have actually done a couple of unboxing videos so far. Those will be coming out starting Wednesday. I have recorded a couple of them, but I will be putting them out like once a week just to spread out the happiness. And then I will start on one of the kits after I finish this one, so that will probably be in a couple weeks. I got my daughter to look at each one of them and basically got her to put them in order. I couldn't decide which ones to do first. So she helped me, and the order that they're coming out in unboxings is the order that I will be doing them. So there's that. So I'm super excited about that. Yeah. So I'm pretty sure that you'll notice when I do the unboxings, but I'm pretty sure like these are older kits, and they have like the older toolkits in them, and like I'm sure I've seen unboxings for Dreamer Designs where like the sticker sheet is bigger. So I'm thinking, like I said, I'm pretty sure these are older kits, which is fine. I'm not worried about that. So that was my well, kind of started Wednesday where I'm like, oh my God, it's not moving anywhere. And it kind of went the rest of the week until it arrived on Friday morning. Let's see. Thursday. So I mentioned in my last WIP and Chat that what I do, like my daily routine right now, during the week anyway, is while I work in the mornings, I watch YouTube videos because I am following a lot of people now for diamond painting on YouTube. So I will pretty much look at the previous day's YouTube videos in the morning. In the afternoon, I'll watch a show of some sort, usually on Crave or Crave. I'm pretty sure is only a Canadian thing. It's like a kind of like a Netflix. So either on Crave or Netflix or Prime, Disney Plus. I have all four of those. It's kind of getting crazy how many streaming services are out there. We're trying to, my husband and I are trying to look at possibly getting rid of cable. I don't even watch it anymore. He watches it mostly because of sports. He does watch some other shows on there. But mostly, and even me, I'm worried, like, if we get rid of cable, I want to make sure he can still watch his sports. Mainly hockey. Hockey is his main sport to watch. But we also want to condense our streaming services, which will probably end up being Prime, because they have the whole, you pay for Prime and you can do little add-ons. Or we're also looking at getting either a Fire Stick or a Roku. And that's just makes it easier to watch the streaming service, from what I can see, to watch the streaming services on your TV. So the reason why I bring that up is the new season of Good Omens on Prime came out. So came out on Friday, but Thursday I decided to watch the previous season because it's been a while since I watched it, and I tend to do that with the streaming services. Excuse me. When a new season comes out, I'll go back and I'll watch the previous season or seasons just to refresh the memory. So I started watching that in the afternoon on Thursday, and then I had only had a couple more episodes to go. So my daughter loves watching Good Omens. She had been watching again the previous season. So we decided to watch the last couple episodes of the first season together. So that's what we did on Thursday night. We hung out and we watched. Was that Thursday? No, that was. No, oh, I marked it down for Thursday, but now I'm thinking it was Friday. Because I think the new season came out. Yeah, the new season came out late Thursday. So what we had planned to do was we'll finish watching the first season, and then we'll watch a couple episodes of, because it was getting late, of the second season. So I remember seeing when I had gone into Prime that it was supposed to, the second season was supposed to launch at 8 o'clock. So when 8 o'clock came around, I'm like, well, it's not showing up. So my daughter looked closely at it, and he's like, oh, no, it's 8 o'clock Eastern. And we are not Eastern. We are Atlantic. Because in Canada, we have a couple extra time zones than the U.S. does. So it was 8 o'clock Eastern, and we are Atlantic. So that's 9 o'clock Atlantic time. So we had to wait another hour. So we did. She went and did something else, and I don't remember what I did. I was watching some other stuff, waiting, probably YouTube or something, waiting for 9 o'clock. So when 9 o'clock came around, she came up and she brought popcorn, and we watched a couple episodes together. So we do that every once in a while. She likes to hang out with me every once in a while, and we'll watch a TV show or a movie or something. So we did that. And then, but also that night, a couple new episodes of Star Trek New World came out. So my husband and I watched that together. So we watched that. So we got caught up on our Star Trek New World on Thursday night. I was wondering, why is there 2 episodes? There's only 1 episode a week. And the only thing I can think of, because I honestly didn't look into that much, but the first episode was like a crossover kind of thing with Star Trek Lower Decks, which is a cartoon version, which after watching it, what was shown on Thursday really actually makes me want to watch Lower Decks. I haven't watched Lower Decks. I don't know if I want to watch a Star Trek cartoon, but it was actually pretty funny. So the little bits that you saw of the cartoony part in the show. So I might take a look at that one for another show to watch when I'm trying to figure out what to watch. So that was Thursday. And I just realized I usually time myself with a section, and I forgot to start the timer. Oh well. And then Friday I remembered that The Witcher came out with a few more episodes. So they kind of split up the season into 2 sections kind of thing. So the second part of it came out, I don't know if it was, I'm pretty sure it was actually Thursday, but I totally forgot about it. And I watched it on Friday. I am not happy that they're replacing Henry Cavill. I will not be watching the new season without Henry Cavill, and has, I can't remember, Liam Hemsworth, I think it is, it's taking over. Nothing against Liam Hemsworth, but Henry Cavill is the Witcher. I am not happy that they let him go at all. So I will not, in protest, I will not be watching the new season of The Witcher. And honestly, I was not really impressed with the last few episodes of this season. I don't know what it was. I didn't like how it ended. I'm like, wait a minute, that's the end? Just like, it didn't feel like an end of a season. I don't even know how to explain it. So yeah, and then Friday is when my Dreamer Designs showed up. And now we're on Saturday. So on Friday night, I did one of the recordings of the first Dreamer Designs kit. And that was Twisted Blossom. It looks like it's going to be a pretty kit. It is, like I said, it's a small kit. You can actually get that one in 2 sizes on their website. There's the small one that I got for the trial version of it, which is 30 by 30. And then there's one that's, I'm pretty sure it's like at least double that size, which would make, because there's in Twisted Blossom, it's like almost like a cherry blossom tree. It's a pink leaf tree anyway. On one side, and there's like a lake, and there's a swan in the lake. The swan rendering in the 30 by 30 is fairly pixelated from what I can see, and I'm not too worried about it, but it looks, from what I could see on the bigger size, it looks like it was rendered better, which makes sense because it is bigger. So yeah, so I did the recording for that one on Friday night. And then this morning, because everybody but me slept in, I decided to do another recording, and I recorded another one of the kits, which would be the second one, called Liberty's Light. And it's basically a lighthouse on a cliff. And the lighthouse is like almost like they say it's like an American flag, although when I saw it, I thought more of the Acadian flag, which is a thing here in New Brunswick. There's a lot of Acadian communities here, but according to the description on the Dreamer Designs website, it's supposed to be a depiction like of an American type flag. There's only one star though, so that's why I don't see it. I see more of an Acadian thing, but either way. So all these kits too from Dreamer Designs that I got, they all have at least one AB in them. There's one, I only think there's one with one AB. There's 3 in the Liberty's Light, and then the other 2 I'm pretty sure have 2 ABs. So that's going to be fun because it'll be the first time I get to work with ABs. Yeah, let's see. I think that's about it. Actually, I was worried that I wouldn't have a lot to talk about. I did make notes, but I'm like, even with the notes, I'm like, that's not really a lot to talk about. But I did ramble on a lot, apparently, especially at the beginning part when I was rambling on about HelloFresh. So yeah, I think that's about it for this WIP and Chat. So thanks for stopping by and watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you are new or not subscribed, I'd appreciate if you hit that subscribe button and then the bell to so you're notified of future videos. Like I said, I'll be having this WIP and Chat's becoming a weekly thing. And then I have at least 4 unboxings coming up over the next few weeks. So that's something to look forward to. And yeah, I think that's about it. Thanks again. Bye.